These games are both made by the same idiot you're watching right now, except they're 3 years apart. So how did I go from making this thing to this? I grind it a lot, but I also fell down a lot.
Do I really have to do this?
This video is gonna be a look at those 3 years, including all the ups and downs, cause I wanna be as transparent as possible. It all started on a hot Wednesday afternoon, on the 2nd of June. Okay, not really, I have no clue when I started exactly, cause I tried game development a lot of different times, on a lot of different programs. But it was on the, let's say, 11th attempt at game development in summer of 2019 that I actually downloaded the same game engine I'm still using today, Unity. But the title clearly says 3 years. Well, that's because after making my first 2 games, I kind of dipped. Dipped, not dab, you stupid. Wait, what the fuck? Oh, you piece of shit, you rewind. Come here, come on, fuck you. For my very first game, I had followed a tutorial by Blackphone Prod and made a mobile game where you have to keep 3 asteroids from colliding with Earth. As well as a 2D fighting game based on Super Smash Bros, of which I have nothing left, after changing my working station 3 times from a MacBook Air 2015 to a PC and then to a laptop now for school. But the reason I don't count 2019 as my starting game development is because it wasn't until
the lockdown
that I started with game development and didn't stop. I first started by continuing my work on my mobile game, which is the first game I made available on itch.io. And so, the first game I still have something left over from, after having my MacBook Air die on me like half a year ago.
Rest in peace, my man. Too young to die, too old to walk properly. I'm gonna miss you. Actually, you kind of sucked by this point, didn't you? Yeah, it was really your time to go. You sucked by this point.
It was on the summer off. Okay, I really gotta stop doing that. It was then that I started working on a game that you actually find quite a few videos of on my YouTube channel. It was a game where I originally had the idea to make a physics-based active ragdoll super high energy PvP and PvE game. And as you can guess by the tons of words needed to describe the game, it didn't take too long before my lack of knowledge caught up to me, and I made this for a first prototype. Out of all the words needed to describe this game, this prototype had no physics, no active ragdolls, no energy, no PvP, and no oh wait. It did actually have PvE. Against balls. Well, isn't that a fun little quirky dink? That's also what you are in my game that I'm working on right now, which is just totally go wishlist right now, for no reason at all, other than me having a family in my basement. That's right, James. Go wishlist it. No. So anyways, after working on a prototype for like half of June plus all of July, almost failing my exams because of it, I restarted for the first time in what will be a streak of failed prototypes. And to spare you some time, and not spare your ears, I've made this little rap here to go through all the short-lived prototypes. It started with the sucking ones that weren't even ragdolls, but it somehow had crafting hammers in the locker room. But that was my game plan, so it went straight into the trash can. Then there was a second one, only the first one that they make me on. Then there was an active ragdoll made of jello that despite having a candy spirit like no other, he didn't have no mother. That's got nothing to do with why I threw that though. It's because he had the fucking blocks, yo! Then I suddenly felt smart, so I started working on a ragdoll which is wonky pot. It was all controlled by mass, calculating when it will fall over and taking a step to stop that. It was really frustratingly hard. That's why I'm making a stop hat. Then we get to now and here, where I'll talk to you about this big yellow thing here. Thank you, thank you. I will be accepting my flowers in the comment section. It was here that I finally found something that was somewhat stable, where I could keep working on it for months, making tons of features like multiplayer and minigames. Because that's where the game had shifted to by that point. I shifted the focus to the party game with tons of fun minigames for you to play with your friends. And despite changing the character a few times, it stayed pretty much the same in terms of functionality, except for when I added climbing later on. I made a few more videos on this game, adding a giant monster, completely overhauling my game, and lastly, adding a new boss. These videos didn't do that well on YouTube though, due to a small problem. They were bad videos. And after a now very nostalgic, little over a year of working on the game, I had literally no gameplay to show for it. Only a handful of videos, a cool style, and an active ragdoll. I was so focused on perfecting the active ragdoll that I had literally done nothing else. So, what did I learn? Well, that I'm an idiot. But also, that a little bit of planning can go a long way, which is what I'm doing in the game that I'm currently working on, which should totally go wishlist on Steam right now. But I also learned a lot about physics and active ragdolls, which is an underlying thing in a lot of my games right now, and also the reason behind my recent bump in views. But more on that later. Somewhere in the middle of making an active ragdoll game, I also made a Call of Duty game for a game jam. But the video only has audio in one air cup, so let's just forget about that, you know? What we shouldn't forget about is a game I made in 30 minutes. Never mind, let's keep that locked up far away as well, next to the car game. When I actually started thinking my games were fun though, is when I made the hardest game, but it's satisfying. Although it sucks by my standards now, it actually felt quite fun to play. Don't watch a video though. Yeah, I wasn't good at making YouTube videos though. Not at all. After I decided to stop working on my active ragdoll game, I instead decided to focus on making games specifically for YouTube. And that's when I made my first, and so far only, kind of viral video for my channel. I made a game out of one of our Chrome's most popular videos, his parkour. And at first it did succeed better than normal, but that was only due to me having posted it on Reddit, cause then it died. I also got a comment from a guy who was playing it with his son, which had me smiling for the rest of the day since, I mean, my game was bringing somebody joy, that's pretty cool. A month or so later, the video suddenly started picking up steam for the first time, reaching thousands of views before dying again. For now. After that short success, I thought I had found an idea to make a kind of viral video. I was gonna make YouTubers out of games. Wait, that's not right. Making games based on YouTubers, which flopped massively with my Mr. Beast and Laserbeam games only getting a few hundred views combined. Probably due to the fact that there was somehow a drop in quality compared to the Mark Robo one.
Here's how I did it. I started off like I always do, by creating a project and—
Dude, why was I so bored? Despite my YouTube channel not having any kind of success other than a squirrel video, my game dev skills were actually improving massively, leading to massive hits like Donkey Kong Arcade, which is definitely mine and not this 3D version of it, which got some pretty good views, actually. That's actually pretty good. I also made this game in 1 week, where you have to kill trash for Team C's, which was also played by Polymorphs, where you ended up sucking at it.
But I'm out of ammo. How do you get ammo? No. Oh yeah, okay.
Definitely wasn't because I barely left any instructions, as making the game really hard to understand. You just didn't get it. He just didn't get it.
Imagine having this idea for a game though, like what would you be doing at the time?
Oh, fuck. I hit my head. I may have a concussion. I have an idea for a game. After a few requests and me trying to recreate the success of the first Squirrel game video, I made a second one based on his own attempt at recreating the success of the first one, Squirrel Parkour V2. And just like his second version, it didn't flop, but it also got nowhere near the amount of views the first one did. It was after this video that I tried making a short. It was actually the second one, after having made a tutorial the year before, which was okay, but—
something like this, and something like this.
Yeah, no, it sucked ass. For the short, I made a mobile game in 1 hour, which was actually like 3 hours since I spent another good 2 hours afterwards on Oz to make it more watchable. It has some good statistics with an average view duration of almost 75% and only 25% swiping away. But sadly it didn't do anything after an initial spike in views. It was after this short that I would start working on a game which I've been shamelessly plugging this whole video, Ballistic. This one was a huge step up in terms of video and of game quality, and so the views followed. Well, at least for a bit, then it just flatlined harder than— Okay, I can't finish that line apparently, so I'm just gonna say harder than my— Can I say that? The video I would make next would come from using the stream of thought technique. Wrong stream. Where I would just write down whatever came into my head, no matter how bad it seemed. I ended up with a list of 5 games and chose one where you have to kick a baby as far as possible. This one didn't end up doing quite as well as the ball video, so I guess people don't like babies getting kicked? At least YouTube doesn't. But it also got me a collab with a big YouTuber late that year, so that's a pretty good thing, I guess. After this, I graduated high school and applied for a game dev specialized college. I made a bunch more games like Elmo Gone Crazy, an FPS game, and I even wrote a story-based video script for it, where the more the video goes on, the more you discover the truth behind everything. As well as this naked rooftop parkour with an active ragdoll. Did I mention I like ragdolls yet? I might have. I'm not sure. Also, what do you think? Should I keep working on this one? It's kind of fun. I mean, you can comment, you know, we'll boost engagement. Comment. Do it. It was during my first year of college that I would find myself in a sort of creative slump, as I would make a game in between my game dev assignments and write a script, but then I just give up and move on to the next idea. Somehow though, my channel did extremely well in November, because the squirrel video exploded again, making for the most successful month on YouTube so far, despite not having uploaded anything for 3 months by that point. And I probably could have surfed that wave to keep the growth up, but I just watched it go up and then down again, because I'm stupid. It all changed, however, when I participated in the Black Film Prod video. After making a game for one of his Pass the Game Along challenge videos, I started working on my own project. A golf game, but with a ragdoll as a golf ball. Now that I reflect on it, it might not have been the most intriguing idea, but I was working on a game for YouTube again, so that's all that really mattered.
Are you winning, son?
Yes, Dad. Yes, I am. I made a game for Black Film Prod somewhere in May, and it wouldn't be until July when this video and mine would come out, since I had exams in the middle of it. I was actually almost about to do the same thing I had done all year and move on to another project, but tons of you came over to my channel with supporting messages and asking if I'd upload again. So that gave me the motivation I needed to keep working on the game, and so I released it only a couple days later. It's on this wave of motivation that I've made 3 videos, each in 1 week. Both videos were a parody game of Only Up, where you can only go down, and continuing development on my ball game, which you should totally go wishes right now. Do it. And that brings us to 3 years later, where I still got a whole bunch of videos and games to make. So subscribe if you don't want to miss that. I just want to finish this video off real quick by saying thank you. I just kissed my microphone. That's disgusting. Now, go watch this video, okay? See ya, love you, bye. Sorry, Zifo. Thanks.